What is going on, you guys? Today I thought I'd talk about 300cc motorcycles and should you buy one, because I actually get asked this question a lot. I actually get asked questions about the R3, and I'm going to do 300cc motorcycles and then I'll do another video on just the R3. Should you buy a 300cc motorcycle? Well, firstly, you got to look at are you restricted? Because different countries have different laws for different cc motorcycles, whether or not you're allowed to ride the high powered cc motorcycles or not. The next thing you got to look at is what sort of riding are you going to be doing? You know, are you going to be going out on Sunday rides, or are you going to be commuting on it? Like, there's so many different factors. You know, Sunday rides or just going out weekend riding, a R3 is, or a 300cc motorcycle could be more than enough. You know, you don't have to have the most top-of-the-line bloody motorcycle to go out riding on a Sunday. But as in said, that may not be the best option for you as well, because 300cc motorcycles, although they are great and they have their purpose, you grow out of them very quick. You know, a 300cc motorcycle, if you're ultimately out there to get a 600cc motorcycle, unless you can pick up a cheap 300cc motorcycle, I wouldn't really recommend doing it. I'd recommend going to a 250 or something along those lines, and then, or a second-hand 300cc, and then moving up to your dream bike or whatever it be later on. If you are uncomfortable as a rider and you do not want to jump straight to a 600, you know, then a 300cc motorcycle is more than suffice. I got the 300cc motorcycle because A, it was great for traffic, great flicking around, and I could have a heap of fun on it without blowing your license clean out the window. You know, I rode the R6s, the R1s, the CBRs, the list goes on, and I'd probably have one of those bikes as a secondary bike. For commuting, he's probably going to be pissed off with me. For commuting, I would probably stick with Haley here, because she's a great little bike to actually commute on. Yeah, it doesn't have the power, and on those Sunday rides, it probably isn't the best bike to sort of have, especially to try and keep up with the 600s and things along those lines. It's probably not the best bike to have, because it just doesn't have the power. You spend more time revving it out trying to keep with those guys, opposed to being on a bigger motorcycle. If you're going to do that sort of riding with your friends, just go with the 600. When it comes to 300cc motorcycles, they are great, they have their purpose. There's a lot of countries that actually ride around on them all the time. You know, can a 300cc motorcycle completely fulfill what you want to do? Well, that depends on what you want to do. You know, like, do you want to just putt along in traffic like what I'm doing now? 300cc, a 125 will do what I'm doing now, just not as quick. It won't do it as quick. This bike, you can really push this bike hard. Like, don't get me wrong, this bike, if a few modifications, on this, and you could have yourself a really awesome track bike. They actually do an R3 Cup for these bikes. These things actually are awesome little bikes, and they're very, very user friendly. But leaning them over and stuff like that, you've really got to remember that the R3 has very, very skinny tyres. Hello, big truck. Hello, little van. Hello, big truck. Hello, other big truck. Very big truck. Very, very big truck. Holy fuck. Big truck. Big. you got to justify why you actually want a 300cc motorcycle. Because if you actually don't know the real reason you want a 300cc motorcycle and you're just planning to have it as a bike to pump and dump pretty much, you buy it and then 6 months to a year you trade it, go get a 600 or 1000 or whatever your other bike is that you want to upgrade to. Personally, I wouldn't recommend going a brand new 300cc motorcycle if you're going to do that, just because of the money factor. If money isn't an issue, for you guys, it's if money isn't an issue for you guys, you know, I would probably go to the 300cc because they are such a great bike. You know, they are such a great bike and a really user-friendly bike. The seating positions and stuff on them are pretty good. Like across the board, a 300cc bike's a 300cc bike. It doesn't matter if it's a Yamaha, Kawasaki, whatever. They pretty much do the same thing, apart from the CBR 300. In comparison, I think it's bloody gutless. In all seriousness, it's a single cylinder and it just doesn't have the power of the R3 or the Ninja 300. So should you buy a 300cc motorcycle? Honestly guys, it depends what you're doing. It really does. I can't tell you, yeah, you're suited for a 300cc, you're not suited for a 300cc. It's not my place. It's up to you. You as a rider, are you comfortable riding the 600s? Because personally, riding a 600, should you skip the 300cc and ride a 600? I'll do a video on that too, but it's solely up to you guys. You know, that's all it comes down to. I can't tell you, should you buy one? Should I recommend one? Hell yeah. You know, if you are looking at the 300cc bikes, they're fucking awesome little bikes, man. And like I said, I've ridden a fair few bikes and I still reckon the 300cc's are awesome. Even when I do upgrade and get another bigger bike and stuff like that, I'll still probably hold on to this. And I was even saying that to the guy at the motorbike store, you know, that I probably will hold on to this. Bikes are out everywhere today, dude. It's fucking awesome. If you guys remember, I was actually on this road and I think it was one of these side streets along here on my motorcycle, should you buy a motorcycle first video, and a fucking lady pulled out on me. A lady pulled out on me and it didn't actually show how close it was. I think it was that street there, maybe one backwards. I can't really remember which side street it was. Do I recommend the 300s? Hell yeah. If you've never ridden a motorcycle in your life, you'll be able to jump on a 300 and you'll be able to ride around and you will not have too many issues, provided you don't do the normal mashing the brakes, things along those lines. Like this thing, popping a wheelie on this, you have to work to get it up, like really work to actually get it up. What are you doing? Fuck are you doing? See this? That's a solid white line. And they're coming across on it. But oh well, dilly gaff, man, dilly gaff. If you don't know what dilly gaff means, it says, does it look like I give a fuck? Dilly gaff. So that is my thoughts on the 300cc motorcycle market.